Imagine someone asks you when you can get your project done, and you think it should probably take me about 4 days. So what you tell them is, it should probably take me 4 days. Now 4 days later, this person comes back to you and asks, you said you were going to get it done by today, so where is it? And you have to admit that actually the dog got sick and you didn't really sleep very well, so you can focus for 2 days and the project isn't finished yet. But that sounds like excuses, and you don't want to be making excuses. So instead, you just beat yourself up and accept that you are a terrible, terrible human being for missing a deadline once again. Now this scenario probably sounds very, very familiar to you, as it does to most ADHD writers. Because there's one big problem, one big mistake that all of us are making. And today, I'm going to help you fix that. I'm Susanne, I'm an ADHD writing coach, and I've helped hundreds of ADHD writers become the amazing writers that I know that they can be. And today we're going to be talking about the life happens buffer as a way to no longer miss every single deadline that you set for yourself. Now, the big mistake that you are making, the mistake that all of us really make, is that we plan for a perfect world scenario. Your estimation is based on a perfect world in which nothing goes wrong. You have all the attention and focus that you need to get your work done, and there are no external influences that are keeping you from writing. But let's be honest, that perfect world never really exists, does it? And that means that when you communicate an estimation based on a perfect world scenario like that, you're always setting yourself up for failure. Now, instead, I suggest that you make a little bit of a mindset shift. So what I want you to do is I want you to take this estimation and actually separate it out from your goal. So your estimation is how long you think it will take you to get something done. Your goal is how long you want it to take. Now, between this estimation and this goal, I want you to add a buffer, a life happens buffer. So if you think that it's going to take you 4 days to complete this, take 50% of that, which is 2 days, add that up, and your goal will be 6 days, not 4. So whereas you think it will take you 4 days, you actually expect yourself to do it in 6. But now I want you to make a second separation. That is between your goal and your deadline. I think that as soon as you communicate your goal, it changes. It turns into a deadline. A deadline is a goal that has consequences if you don't meet it. Whereas your personal goals you can be flexible with, you can just change them as needed. A deadline is a lot less flexible. When you don't achieve a deadline, people will know. When you don't achieve a deadline, there's a consequence. So between your goal and your deadline, there also needs to be a life happens buffer. If your estimation is 4 days, your goal is 6, take 50% of that again as a life happens buffer to make your deadline 9 days. So the next time that same person comes to you and asks you how long it will take you to complete the project, just to remember, they are not asking for your estimation, they are asking for your deadline. So what you're supposed to do is tell them 9 days, not 4. Now, if you think you can get this done in 4 days, but you tell them 9, life needs to happen in a major way for you not to be able to meet this deadline. And that is how you can set yourself up for success rather than failure. And this can have huge consequences for your self-esteem and your mental health. Because no longer will you feel every time anyone asks you when you can get something done, you won't feel already guilty because you know that you don't meet your deadlines. You do not constantly feel like you are failing. Because what you're doing is you're acknowledging that if you are not as fast as you think you should be, it is not that you are not productive enough. It is not that you are not good enough. It is that life always happens, and now you've taken that into account. And that means that you can develop a much more positive relationship with your writing. You can feel good about delivering projects before your deadline. Because after all, if you stick to your goal rather than your deadline, then you're going to be delivering 3 days early. But of course, there's also an alternative scenario. And that is when someone asks you to get something done within a certain time frame. If someone tells you, I need you to complete this within 9 days, then that is a deadline. You already have your deadline, but you can still use the life happens buffer. So what you do is you extract some days from those 9, for example, a third, to get to your goal, which is 6 days. So use your superpower of forgetfulness to forget about the deadline and only focus on the 6-day goal. Again, that means that life needs to happen in a major way for you to still miss this deadline. What that means is that you can actually relax a little bit more. You can stop beating yourself up. You can finally build some confidence in your ability to get things done by the date that you say they will get done. And that can not only be a confidence booster, it can also be incredibly motivating, which makes it easier to actually do the thing. So I want you to stop planning for a perfect world scenario. Instead, accept that life is going to happen and just plan for it. Now, if this was helpful, then you're going to love these other videos that I created to help you become the amazing ADHD writer that I know you can be. So choose one of these videos next. Talk to you soon.